The moon had no name. On the star maps, it was only marked as Dead Zone 47. No cities, no life. Only cold rocks and broken ground. No one was supposed to land here. But war does not care about maps. The human dropship came down like a falling star, burning through the thin gray sky. Its engines screamed, then went silent. The ship hit the ground hard, sliding across sharp stones, before crashing into a tall rock wall. Metal screamed. Fire burst out. Then everything went quiet. Inside the wreck, Sergeant Cole Harper slowly opened his eyes. Pain hit him at once. His head was bleeding. His chest felt tight. His right arm was twisted in a way it should not be. Every breath burned like fire. The ship around him was broken, sparks falling from torn wires. Smoke filled the air. Cole groaned but did not scream. He had learned long ago that screaming did not help. He tried to move. His legs answered, weak but alive. His arm did not. He looked down and saw the bone pressing against the skin, bent wrong. The cave was cold, but it was safe for now. Cole sat with his back against the wall, breathing slowly. His arm, now resting in a rough sling made from the lining of his jacket, had stopped hurting so sharply. The bleeding had slowed. That was good. Next to him, Rilla was still unconscious. Her breathing was steady. Her face, usually calm and focused, now looked peaceful. Almost human, he thought. She had risked everything to help him, a stranger, an enemy in many ways. That made her braver than most soldiers he knew. Cole shifted slightly, trying not to wake her. His body ached from every corner. His legs were sore, his side was bruised, and his arm felt like it was on fire. But even through the pain, something in him stayed focused. He had survived worse. Minutes passed. The sound of wind echoed in the cave entrance. The creature outside hadn't returned. Maybe it had lost their trail. Maybe not. Cole wasn't ready to find out. Suddenly Rilla stirred. Her eyes opened slowly, blinking against the dim light. At first, she looked confused. Then her eyes landed on Cole and everything came back. The chase. The cave. What he did to his own arm. She sat up quickly, pressing herself against the opposite wall, alert. Cole raised one hand peacefully. Easy. No monsters. Just me. Rilla didn't reply. She still didn't understand all his words, but she could read the tone. Calm, non-threatening. She looked down at his arm again, now wrapped and resting. You fixed it? She asked in her own soft language, the words half whispers. Cole gave a dry smile. Sort of ugly fix, but it'll do. There was silence for a few seconds. Then for the first time, Rilla spoke gently. Pain doesn't stop you, Cole chuckled. Pain's just part of the job. Rilla tilted her head, still trying to understand this strange creature. She took a small scanner from her belt and held it up carefully, showing him before using it. She pointed to his chest, then the scanner. A question. Cole nodded. Sure, go ahead. The device blinked a few times, then buzzed softly. Rilla frowned. Internal bruises. Bone damage, she whispered, more to herself. Still alive. Still talking. Cole shrugged. Tough species. For a moment, they both sat in silence. Not just from exhaustion, but from something else. A slow change. This wasn't just survival anymore. They were learning about each other. She pulled out a small pouch from her belt and handed him a glowing blue leaf-like strip. Eat energy. Cole looked at it, raised an eyebrow, then took a small bite. It was bitter but not terrible. It's almost like dried seaweed with battery acid. He made a face. Tastes like alien feet. Rilla didn't understand the words, but she saw the expression. She laughed softly. The sound surprised both of them. It was the first time either of them had laughed since the crash. Cole leaned his head back. So, you got a name? Rilla pointed to herself. Rilla. He nodded. Cole. She repeated it carefully. Cole. Close enough? He smiled. The silence that followed was no longer awkward. It felt calm now, even safe. But safety doesn't last forever. A low rumble echoed from deeper inside the cave. Both of them froze. Cole reached for a metal rod he had broken off the dropship, his only weapon now. Rilla grabbed her scanner and light. They looked deeper into the tunnel. The rumble came again. Rilla whispered something in her language. Cole didn't need translation. Something was inside. Another creature? Or just the earth shifting? Cole stood slowly. Let's not wait to find out. Rilla nodded. She checked her wrist display. North side, she said, pointing to another narrow exit on her map. Cole looked at the small hole in the cave wall. It was tight. They'd have to crawl. He didn't like it, but staying wasn't an option. Ladies first, he said. Rilla looked confused. Means you go, he said with a slight grin. She gave him a look that said, you're strange. Then crawled in. Cole followed, one hand holding his makeshift weapon, the other pulling himself forward. Behind them, the rumble returned louder this time. Whatever was down there was awake now.
Oh.
The tunnel was tight, dark, and full of dust. Cole crawled behind Rilla, one hand gripping the rock floor, the other steadying his bad arm. Every movement sent a wave of pain through his body, but he stayed quiet. He had done this before. Dark spaces, tight corners, uncertain ends. Behind them, the deep rumble from the cave continued, but it was fading now. Whatever had stirred inside that cave was either going back to sleep or following another trail. Rila didn't look back, but he saw her head nod. After what felt like hours, the tunnel finally opened into a wide canyon lit by the pale light of the dead moon. The cold air hit them instantly. Cole took a deep breath. It wasn't fresh, but it was open, free. They had escaped the creature, but they weren't safe yet. Rilla tapped her wrist display. A small 3D map blinked on, showing the terrain. She pointed toward the far side of the canyon, where tall broken towers rose from the ground. Cole raised an eyebrow. "What's that?" she replied. "Old human outpost?" "Signal tower. Maybe still working." "Let's hope so," he said. They began moving through the canyon. It was quiet, almost too quiet. But they weren't alone. A low beep on Rilla's scanner made her stop. She checked the screen and her face changed. Cole noticed. "What is it?" She didn't answer, just looked up at the rocks above. Cole followed her gaze. High on the cliff, shadows moved. Figures, not monsters. Soldiers, not human. Ryla's people. A voice crackled through the air. Alien language, sharp and loud. They had been spotted. Ryla held up her hands. She called back in her native tongue, trying to explain. Her voice was calm, steady, but urgent. The soldiers didn't listen. A warning shot hit the ground near Cole's feet. He raised his hands too, stepping slightly in front of Rilla. "This is not good," he muttered. From above, a drone descended, scanning red light blinking as it circled them. Then it paused. The drone was human-made. Cole frowned. "Wait, that's ours." The drone turned, scanned his face, and beeped twice. Then it broadcasted a message in a flat voice. "Infected soldier detected. Elimination protocol active." Cole's eyes widened. "What? I'm not infected." But the drone had no ears for reason. It charged its weapon. Rilla reacted first. She shot a blinding light from her device into the drone's sensor, and it spiraled off course. It didn't crash, but it flew back up, alerting others. Now both sides were after them. Cole looked at her. "Your people think I'm dangerous? Mine think I'm already dead." Rilla stared at him. "We run." They sprinted toward the signal tower ruins. Rocks exploded around them as warning shots hit nearby. Dust rose in clouds. Cole's lungs burned. Rilla guided him through narrow paths, ducking behind broken walls, leaping over fallen beams. Inside the ruins, it was quieter, darker, safer for the moment. They stopped behind a broken wall, catching their breath. Cole leaned against the stone, wiping sweat from his forehead. Oh, that got exciting fast. Rilla crouched, tapping on her wrist display again. Cole watched her. "Why are you helping me? You don't even know me." She looked up. "Because you helped me. Because you didn't hurt me when you could. And because maybe we are not enemies anymore." Cole smiled faintly. "You're braver than most humans I know." Just then, the ground shook lightly. They looked up, dropships, two of them, coming in from opposite directions. One was human, the other alien. Both were searching for them. Rilla stood. "We reached the signal tower. Send message. Then we decide." Cole nodded. No more running. Now they had to fight smart. Not with guns. With truth. The wind was stronger near the signal tower. It stood like a broken giant tall, rusted, half buried in the rocks. Time had eaten its edges, but the core still stood. The place looked abandoned, forgotten by both sides. But for Cole and Rilla, it was their only hope. Cole's boots crunched over old metal plates. His injury slowed him, but he kept going. Rilla walked beside him, scanning every shadow. Above them, the sky showed two distant ships circling, one human, one alien. Neither had landed yet. But it was only a matter of time. They reached the base of the tower. The door was locked, the panel dead. Rilla pulled out her toolkit and got to work. Sparks flew as she rewired the system. Cole kept watch. "I think it still works?" he asked. She looked at him, her eyes serious. "If signal goes out, maybe someone listens. That's all we need," he said. Suddenly, a crackling sound echoed through the canyon. Voices, the alien soldiers were moving in. Cole couldn't understand the language, but Rilla did. "They say bring her home, leave the human. He's not our problem." Cole raised an eyebrow. "Nice to feel wanted." Rilla didn't smile this time. "They think I've betrayed them." He nodded slowly. "And what do you think?" She paused, looking into his eyes. "I think you showed me something different. Pain, strength, kindness. My people don't see that." Before he could answer, the door clicked open. They slipped inside the tower. Inside, it was dark and cold. Dust floated in the air. A few panels still blinked weakly. A shattered helmet lay in the corner. This place had once been full of voices. Now it held only silence. They climbed the stairs carefully. Every step echoed. At the top level, Rilla found the signal console. It was cracked, but alive. She sat down and began typing fast, fingers flying across alien and human systems alike. Cole stood by the window, watching the skies. The human dropship was descending now. He turned to her. "Once that message goes out, they'll know we're here." Rilla nodded. "I know, and they might come shooting first, talking later. I know that too." A few more beeps and then she stopped. "It's ready," she said. "But..." Cole stepped closer. "But what?" "The power source is dead. Signal is strong but needs one big push." "How big?" She turned, holding up a glowing silver core from her belt. "My life support device. If I give it, I lose everything. No energy, no tracking, no protection." Cole frowned. "Then don't. We'll find another way." She looked at him, soft and calm. "There is no other way." She placed the core into the slot. The console lit up bright green. A soft hum filled the room. The message was going out. Coordinates, survival request, identity codes. A signal of peace from two people who were never meant to meet. Cole looked at her. "You didn't have to do that." She replied, "I wanted to." Outside, a sharp sound filled the air. The alien soldiers had reached the base of the tower. Footsteps, commands, shouts. Rilla backed away from the console. Her energy was already fading. Her steps became slower. Cole caught her before she could fall. "Hey, stay with me." She smiled weakly. Signal sent. That's what matters. The door below burst open. Bright lights filled the stairwell. Cole stood, shielding her with his body. The alien commander stepped in. His voice was cold. "Step away from her. She's coming with us." Cole didn't move. "She's not your prisoner." The commander raised a weapon. She broke law. She helped enemy. Cole held his hands up, calm but firm. "She saved my life. That's not betrayal. That's courage." The commander paused. Behind him, other soldiers shifted, uncertain. Then a second noise. The human dropship landed just outside. Its side door opened. Soldiers stepped out, weapons drawn. For a second, no one moved. Two sides. One tower. One decision. Then the console beeped one last time. Signal received. A neutral team was coming. Cole exhaled slowly. Rilla was safe. For now, 3 days had passed since the signal went out. The tower was now silent. The dust had settled. The soldiers, both alien and human, had stepped back when the neutral peace team arrived. Drones with white markings, floating symbols of temporary truth, landed between the forces and separated them. Cole had been taken to a human base for medical care. His injuries were worse than anyone expected. Cracked ribs, deep muscle tears, internal bruising, but he was alive. Rilla had been taken by her people not to a prison, but to a council. Trial, some called it. A conversation, she hoped. But she didn't speak much during those 3 days. She waited. Then on the 4th day, Cole arrived. He walked slowly into the large chamber where leaders from both sides sat, military officers, scientists, diplomats. The room was built into a dome with translation screens glowing around them. Cole wore clean clothes now, his arm still in a sling, but his posture was strong. He wasn't here as a soldier. He was here as a witness. The room quieted as he stepped forward. Rilla sat across from him, surrounded by her people. Her eyes met his. A small nod passed between them. A council elder spoke first. Human. Why have you requested this appearance? Cole looked around. Then he spoke. Because you've got it all wrong. A pause. You think Rilla betrayed you? You think she helped a threat? That she disobeyed orders? Maybe she did. Murmurs. But if she hadn't, I'd be dead. It's not weakness. That's bravery. One alien general leaned forward. She ignored our laws. Cole met his eyes, and I ignored mine. I should have left her. Should have called for backup and waited. I didn't. You want to know why? Silence. Because out there, rules don't keep you alive. People do. He walked slowly toward the center of the room, pausing before Rilla. She saved me. I was bleeding, broken, and she still chose to help, even when I was the face of everything her people feared. That wasn't betrayal. He looked around again, voice steady. That was the first act of peace this war has seen. One human officer cleared his throat. But she's not human. Cole smiled faintly. And yet, she acted more human than most of us. He turned to the council. You say humans are dangerous. Maybe we are. We survive pain. We fight hard. We heal fast. You saw me break and reset my own bones, and you were scared. But you didn't see what else we do. He pointed to Rilla. We forgive. We protect. We change. He walked back, slow but strong. Let her go, and maybe let this war go too. The room fell into silence. Long silence. Then one by one, the lights around the chamber changed color. Green approval. A soft sound came from Rilla's side, her restraints unlocked. She stood, a bit shaky, but proud. Cole smiled at her. Later that evening, outside the dome, she walked up beside him as the sun dipped below the alien mountains. They stood in silence for a while, then she said softly, They listened to you. He looked at her. No, they listened to us. She held out a small silver tag, his dog tag, cleaned and fixed. Drop this in the cave. He took it, nodding. Thanks. They didn't need to say much else. Some stories didn't end with medals or parades or songs. Some stories ended with understanding. With two people who were never meant to meet, standing side by side, proving everyone wrong. On a dead moon that had seen too much war, peace, at last, had a place to begin.